So in our 11th season, we're about to have our first Champions League game. We're in the group stages and we're really, really excited for this. In other news, there's probably about 425 odd subscribers to go until we hit 5,000, which is when these t-shirts will go off sale. So when we hit 5,000, they're gone forever. So if you want to get one, make sure you grab one. There's a link down in the description, or you can see the link written underneath the t-shirt there as well. So go and grab yourself one of those if you want one, and let's get on with today's episode. Hello and welcome back to the Lincoln Loco. Today we have got two games for you: Malmo away from home and then Tottenham at home, or technically at home. It's Hillsborough, it's in Sheffield, but we're technically at home, I suppose. Since you were last here, there's it's been alright, I suppose. We had that 1-1 draw with Southampton, that first episode. Followed up with 2 wins, a 2-1 against Crystal Palace with Mark Hall scoring 2 penalties. And then we beat Chelsea. Hammer Time scored. We haven't actually scored from open play much, have we? Hammer Time scored a penalty there, and then Kurt Zouma scored an own goal in the 90th minute as well. But we did miss a penalty, and we had a goal disallowed as well. So it could have been 4-0 if we'd been a bit more lucky. The game after that, another penalty. Oh my god. I didn't realise how many penalties we'd had. 4 penalties, 5 penalties. We missed one of them. So 5 penalties in 4 games. Mark Hall scores us one, but they scored as well. In a game which was a bit annoying. Mark Hall and Lacazette had... Mark Hall scored a hat-trick for England, and Lacazette got loads of assists for Poland in the international breaks. I thought, okay, let's play them. And they were both woeful apart from scoring a penalty. So they won't play today. Don't worry about that. So they won't play today, but I'm quite disconcerted, actually, that how many penalties we've had to rely on to win games rather than scoring from open play. We may have to address that. It's not a bad start to the season. 2 wins, 2 draws. We're unbeaten still, which is quite good, sitting 5th in the table on 8 points. Man United and Tottenham also on 8 points, which is quite good, but we are 4 points off Arsenal now, which is, Arsenal could run away with it again, but they could bottle it again like they did 2 seasons ago, so they won it last year. Man City and Liverpool also above us by a single point at the moment. So it's all tight still, obviously. It's only 4 games, so it's not like it's going to be a runaway leader already. But these draws do worry me slightly, so I would like to try and get those out of the game and get some more wins on the way and put ourselves in the top 4 at least. Nothing much else has happened then since we were last here. So this is the side then taking on Malmo today. Sesa starts himself in goal. I'm still not sure what to call him. Call him Duiti for now, though. Patino and Kaufman and Gomez make that back line. It does concern me how it's not all green. Like, Kaufman wants to be a ball-playing defender, but I'm not so keen on that myself. I just prefer a central defender, but he's not too keen on that. He could be a defensive centre-back. Maybe we'll make him more like that today. See if that makes a difference. Jalapeno and Merton start in the middle, but neither of them have been performing. And actually, to be fair, neither is Morala or Boccia. Neither of those guys have been performing either. But Shaylon has been alright. He's been better than Diaz. Diaz has not done much. And Hammer Time's not had much of a chance yet after coming back from an injury. He's played 1 game and scored goals in it, didn't he? But there were 2 penalties. Or was it 1 penalty? One of the 2. He scored a goal at least. And that then is the side to take on Malmo. Now this should be the easiest side to take on in the Champions League. In the group stage at least. We should be winning this game. If we don't, then I can't see us getting the group stage with Barcelona and Inter Milan, who won it last year. Barcelona also named joint favourites to win it this year. So we're in a group with the joint favourites, last year's winners, and Malmo. So 3rd is the minimum, I'm going to say. 3rd is the minimum I'm expecting. But I'd like just to sneak into 2nd or 1st and get to those later stages as well. If we get 3rd, then I'm expecting a Europa League win. But hopefully we don't get 3rd. Hopefully we do progress. I'd rather progress than go into the Europa League. Well, it looks like the first highlight of the game is coming towards us as Boccia comes down the wing, puts it in towards Morala, who hits the crossbar. I mean, that's already typical, isn't it? The one thing that's in our favour, though, is that Inter Milan, they may have won it last year, but they did tell us their left-back, who has got a Champions League winners medal around his neck, from last season. So perhaps they're weaker than they used to be, or maybe they're not. Maybe they're just really strong and he's rubbish and we don't need him. Maybe that's another penalty. Jeez Louise, a 6th penalty in the season. Odds on Hammer Time scoring it. He saved. Calling out for us, Shaylon put it in, but it only goes as far as the edge of the area, and it's fired around the area, and Patino finally breaks a deadlock for us. I mean, we've had enough chances, 9 chances, not many of them highlights since the penalty we missed and things like that. But At least we're finally ahead now. Of course, Malmo is the game we have to win. You know, this should be the easy team in the group if you think about it. It's the other teams that I'm scared about. I'm not quite sure what to do about yet. Hammer time into Boccia. Can we get a second? He's saved by the goalkeeper. The goalkeeper is good, to be fair. I've got to say, got to give it to him. He's good. I think the dream for us today is that Barcelona Inter Milan draw. That would be perfect. Obviously, it puts us top of the group straight away, and it minimises their points they can get. So I'd like them to draw against each other twice. That would be quite nice. And I'd like us. I mean, we could draw against one and then win the other. I don't mind as long as we just put in a good performance and beat them. At least Inter Milan. I think Barcelona could be a little bit too much, but then again, Inter Milan won the Champions League last season, so it's going to be tough either way. We'll get to those games when we come to them. There's no point talking about it now, really, trying to discuss what we're going to do. The game at hand right now is Malmo. We're only 1-0 up, actually, 2-0 up. Another chance now for us. Straight away, Gomez into the area. About 3 of them race to clear it, which leaves Morala absolutely unmarked. And I thought it could have been another penalty as he got tackled in the area, but no. Goes to the keeper, Johansson. What kind of a distribution has he got? It's on target for his man. It just was out-headed by Kaufmann. Morala now trying to break forward down the left-hand side with Mertens in his aid. Mertens down to Duiti. I still don't feel comfortable saying Duiti. I feel like that's the wrong way to say it, but someone can think of a nickname and we'll call him something as Hammer Time. Puts it agonisingly close. He needs to score some more goals Hammer Time this season. If he wants to retain his World Player of the Year, he needs better performances than an assist and a 6.3 rating. There's a reason why Barcelona are Inter Milan drawing. It's because they're not playing. So I was getting excited to see them draw, but or unless they have drawn already, they're not. Maybe they did draw. They're not there, so actually they must have played and drawn. So there we go. That's brilliant. That is fantastic stuff. I'm glad to see that they drew then. That really helps us. Hammer Time, come on, get in there. There's suspicions of offside, but the assistant's given it. And Hammer Time finally getting a goal today, and a goal in regular play, open play, not a penalty. Oh yeah, of course he missed a penalty. That's why I was on a 6.3 earlier. I was like, what was he doing that was so bad? But he missed a penalty, so makes sense. Corner for Malmo, cleared though, and Innocent is trying to chase the ball down. He's got it actually. Rakip into Gustafsson, out to Wibran, who's got so much room that left hand side for Malmo now, but he's didn't really make much use of it as he's closed down pretty quickly. Now, can we try and sneak the ball, tackle them? We're putting the pressure on. We're pressing very high, and that is a fantastic goal. Fair play, Malmo. Sesa still struggling to keep clean sheets, apart from that game against Chelsea. But I expected more from him. But I suppose that was a bit of a wonder strike, wasn't it? Right, Morala not playing well, so he's coming off Jimenez. Diaz also coming on for Shalon. Bit of an issue with attacking midfielders this season. Neither of them playing that well, which makes me think perhaps in future we play 2 strikers rather than attacking midfielder as well. So they're the changes we'll make for now. I'm mulling over that decision on whether we could use 2 strikers rather than 1 striker and attack midfielder. It worked for me really well in FM12. I mean, I always talk about FM12, but that was like the pinnacle for me with Lincoln City. I played with Lincoln, went to like 2036, won everything so many times, and that was the system we played with: 2 strikers, 2 wingers, 2 central midfielders. As Diaz, instant impact off the bench, makes it 4-1. The goal difference here is going to be crucial as well. The goal difference in this is fantastic. So if we can grab another 4, that would be vital. Oh, and there we go. He's got a bruised knee, so we may have to bring him off in a few moments' time. Oh, Leon as well. He's just picked up a knot. Is Lukasic on the bench? No. Hall, can you play there? Kind of, to be fair. Who plays there better? Hammer Time. Well, there's no difference, is there? So we'll give Hall a little chance up front, though, to show what he can do. He scored a hat-trick for England, so let's see if he can do it again in 10 minutes for Lincoln. Well, another chance for us then, 5 minutes from time. A great ball out towards Jimenez then. If he can get a ball out to that left-hand side again, no. Duiti was there open completely, looking for a ball to put in the area, but unfortunately Jimenez tackle. Gomez now trying to get a ball up towards Hammer Time. Does get that ball to Hammer Time, and he's in behind the defence, into Mark Hall. 5-1. That is what we're talking about. Out of nowhere. Malmo, grab another one. Wasn't a good goal. It was sloppy defence from us. I've got to say, look at these stats. You know, good attacking from us, weak defending. Now, I'm starting to think perhaps actually it's my tactics and the team instructions I've got on. Perhaps we need to just get him to sit back a little bit more. In fact, maybe we just make them all like defensive fullbacks and defensive. I don't know, maybe. Let the boys up front and in the midfield do the business. Try and concentrate a little bit more on defence. Diaz, though, makes it 6-2. So we still got that +4 goal difference, which is nice. Again, it's nice to see us score 6, but it's not nice to see us concede 2. So something may have to change in terms of team instructions. But you know me, and I'm not a tactical mastermind. So it could be a while till it gets sussed out. And there we go. Malmo 2, Lincoln City 6. We've opened our Champions League account. Very, very convincingly, I've got to say, in terms of the scoreline. Top of the group with Barcelona and Inter Milan in it. Yeah, they played earlier on. We played later for whatever reason. Now that is huge for us because that limits them already. Like if we can sneak a win against Barcelona or Inter Milan, that really does put us in the driving seat. And hopefully Malmo do the impossible and maybe hold one of these to a draw or maybe even beat them. That'd be nice. So there's a lot of things to hope for in the Champions League, and it's going well for us so far at least. So Leon's out for 1 to 3 days and Diaz also out for 1 to 3 days, and we got 1.3 million for winning that match, which is pretty cool. We'll rest the players for the next game in a few days' time, just because I don't want them being too tired. I want to try and keep a consistent team going out week in, week out, mostly because then I think they'll learn how to play with each other better, and then come the end of the season, we'll be absolutely dominant, and no one will be able to challenge us. Theoretically speaking, at least, that's what I'm trying to do. Right, one change to the starting lineup then. Lacassett's coming on for Boccia, who is still a little bit injured, slightly. He's not fit enough to play, basically. So the team is the exact same, apart from Lacassette, who comes on to make another appearance this season. He's made a few, actually. I say a few. I think he's made like one, so I'm lying to you there. Right, kickoff is upon us here, and we're playing at Sheffield Wednesday Stadium, Hillsborough. I just don't like this season. I don't like how we've had to move out. I mean, it'll be good next season when we have a 40,000 or 36,000 seat stadium, wherever it's meant to be. But yeah, I just don't fancy travelling to Sheffield every other week to play games. It just doesn't feel right, really. We still sold like 18,000 season tickets, but it just doesn't feel right. Now, of course, this is a huge game. Tottenham want to be challenging themselves to get back into the Champions League. They weren't in it last season, so they want to try and get themselves back up there and probably try and challenge Arsenal for the title. However, we want to do the exact same thing as well. So we need to make sure we're at our best today, and currently already at our best. 3 shots to their 1 shot. Fantastic. So Shaylon puts a corner in for the first highlight of the game, but Mertens collects the ball that's cleared away. But Shaylon back once again, back to Jalapeno into hammer time. It's bounced around the area, and Patrick Kaufman gets the final touch. Apparently assisted by Jalapeno, but I don't really know how it was. It bounced around. It's now in the back of the net. We've gone 1-0 up against Tottenham, and it puts us currently, as things stand, into second, 2 points behind Tottenham, providing all results stay the same as they are right now, which would be quite good for me. Another chance for us now. Gomez with a throw-in into Mertens, who gets tackled actually on the edge of the area now. Harry Kane, who is still somehow going in this game. I don't know how. Like, he must be mid to late 30s now or something like that. Eric Dyer puts a great ball forward to Nelson, though, and Nelson puts the cross in. Dele Alli over the bar, unfortunately. I think Sasa actually made a decent save there. There's a corner for them now. Although I'm not expecting anything to come from this corner, as Arthur puts the ball doesn't put it into the area, puts it out to Nelson on the edge. Is this going to be something works from a training ground? No, because Lacasette makes a wonderful interception. I forgot we called him the Holy Polish Man like a few seasons ago. Someone reminded me in the comment section the other day. Made me laugh. We had the Holy Trinity of him, Brad Yeo. Was it Brad Yeo? It might not have been Brad Yeo at the time. It could have been... it was Angel Gomez, of course. That's where it came from. It was Angel Gomez. We had Jesus up front at the time, and then the Holy Polish Man on the right wing. That was the dream. Well, I've got to say, a fairly convincing first half display there. Maybe, just maybe, if we carry that on in the second half, we can come away with all 3 points today. Oh, a huge 31,000 turning up at Hillsborough. So, I mean, there's 3,000 away fans. That's 28,000 Lincoln City fans that have come from Lincoln to Sheffield. It's like an hour on the train. I can't remember how far it is in the car. I've still not looked. I should look on Google Maps, to be fair, but I know it's like an hour-ish on the train, so it's probably like an hour-ish drive really. On the road, I don't think it's a great road from Lincoln to Sheffield. Lacassette though on the ball, trying to put across in the area. Gomez now has it, plays it across to Jalapeno. Can he just spread the play a little bit? Morala wins the ball wonderfully there actually. Mertens put through, but the keeper, Podder, who we tried to sign over summer, but he obviously didn't want to come because why do you want to leave Tottenham on like 300 grand a week to come to play for Lincoln for less than 100 grand, which is what I was going to offer him. I'm impressed with how we've been working today, to be fair. I am impressed with how we've done. We're playing much better than we did against bloody Malmo. Malmo had 15 shots against us. How have we limited Tottenham, a side probably a lot better than Malmo, to only 3? It baffles me. All right, Mertens has just picked up a knock somehow. So Crazy Eyes is going to come on for him. He's on a 6.8. He's not played hugely well this season, which does worry me a little bit. Hammer Time again hasn't played particularly well, and neither Shaylon. So I reckon we try this out, shall we? We'll try playing Thingy as a complete forward on support. We'll leave Lukasic on for now. You know, we may as well give him the game. He needs the game time, and he's a Lincoln legend in my eyes. So the holy Polish man will get the full 90. Hammer Time on the ball then, plays it forward toward, I say forward, out wide to Gomez, back to Lukasic. Lukasic puts it across to Mark Hall, who grabs himself another goal and is the top goal scorer of the season. I tell you what, if Hammer Time doesn't start firing in the next few games, he's going to be replaced. You know, Mark Hall deserves a call-up instead of Hammer Time. Hammer Time's not going to be banging the goals in. And of course, if, you know, Hammer Time really doesn't start banging goals in, we've got Wilfred Thomas, that French guy, and he's just raring to go wanting a chance to score some goals. So even he could potentially come in to try and replace Hammer Time, although I don't think that will happen. I'm pretty sure Hammer Time will start firing soon. At least I hope he does. Sasa makes a fantastic save there. He's desperate to keep a clean sheet, at least another one. Because I've been slating him quite a bit, saying he's not keeping clean sheets. He's not been as impressive as I thought he was going to be. But today, he's not a huge amount to deal with. 6 shots, 4 on target. But at least he's managed to keep them at the back of the net. That's more than Barashers could do. And there we go. Lincoln 2, Tottenham 0. What a result that is. Passionately, nice victory. Well done. Let's leave the game then. I want to see where... I think we're still second. I didn't really check the table in the second half. Hopefully Arsenal lost. That'd be nice, but something tells me they probably won't have done. Nope, Arsenal won. But it does put us second in the table. Man City could overtake us at some point because they've got a game in hand on us, so they could go second. But as things stand, second in the table, top of Champions League Group A, it's all looking rosy. Right, I think next episode is going to be pretty quickly. I think we're going to do Inter Milan and Liverpool on the grounds that they're both big games, obviously. We'll then skip that Barcelona game, but then play the second Barcelona game, I reckon, and then probably go straight to that Inter Milan United. That's huge, that is. That is probably going to be the plan for the next couple episodes. So we'll start off tomorrow with Inter Milan and Liverpool. Thank you very much for watching today's episode. If you've enjoyed it, make sure you drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new around here, and I will see you next time for some more Lincoln Loco action.